everyone. Welcome to Kelly's Creative Dream Studios. And it's Wednesday, which means we're organizing. And I promised to show you a couple of things today, so that's where we're up to. If you have been to my channel before, thanks for dropping back in. Please click the thumb. And if you're new, Wednesdays is organization until this studio is done. By pledging myself to do this stuff on Wednesdays is making me stick to getting it done and not just shoving stuff aside. Now, I have two things today. This paper wall is almost completely done. You will see that I have my photo boxes set up here. And I'm going to be covering part of them in a blue and white Moroccan contact paper. Because, as I may have said in a video you've seen, or maybe one that's coming tomorrow, I don't remember, Hobby Lobby's photo boxes have gone up in price just in the past week. Majority of the white photo boxes that I showed you last week were $2.99 a box. This week, they're $4.99 a box for the white ones. Ones that have patterns on them are $3.99. Black and craft are $2.99. So I thought, I'm going to cover them anyway, so it really doesn't matter. So, there we have that. These photo boxes are going to be used for all my mixed media stuff, such as my alchemy waxes. As I walk here, my gilding polishes, those are all going to go in the boxes. Gesso, matte medium, that kind of thing are all going to go in these boxes, so they're easy for me to get to. Because I'll tell you a secret. I'm going to walk around the corner here really quick. Yes, the office is still a disaster. I'm taking it one area at a time. But this top drawer of this filing cabinet held all of my matte medium, my clear gesso, my black gesso, and I had forgotten they were in here. So, those are coming out of that drawer and going up in here to a box where I can get to them. I'd also like to try and find a way to store my charms, and I'll see if I can do that and show you next week. I have all my charms in. Let me see if I can do this without dumping everything. I'm not positive, but we're going to try. In these bead boxes from Dollar Tree is what I have all of my charms in. So I'm going to see if I can get those to fit in here to where I can just flip through my beads instead of piled one on top of the other in a big file box. Okay, then I have two paper shelves. I'll back up again here. Then I have two paper shelves. One is here, and this is all kits that I'm compiling for non-company paper related. So they're not Graphic 45, they're not Stempuria, they're not Craft O'Clock. They're things that I'm collecting to do journals with, such as the Kleenex box container. And the one that I want to do for restaurants from when things were shut down for the pandemic and everybody had a paper menu when things first started opening back up. That kind of thing is going to go here. Then I have this shelf here, and this is where all of my folders with company-related journal projects go, such as my Graphic 45, my Midnight Tales. The one that we just packaged, my Graphic 45 Charms pack that we hauled yesterday. I have one here that has all of Pink Christmas from Stempuria. This one has Home for Christmas, which I'm not sure who it is, Carvella. Then I have the stuff from my Jane Austen album. And so I have these all laid in together here. All my Alice, more Graphic 45, Craft O'Clock papers, my Downton Abbey, my Men Who Built America, that kind of thing are all on this shelf. Okay? Then I have, of course, these can come down here now that I have room. Okay. Now, this shelf and this shelf and part of this shelf is all Stampin' Up! 12 by 12 Designer Series paper, as well as glitter, foils, specialty papers, and then this is all my 12 by 12 cardstock, and I know I'm really up close, but I can only back up so far. So this is all my 12 by 12 Stampin' Up! Cardstock that I'm starting to use more of for scrapbooking. Project that took me all day Monday was these two shelves here. Because I went through and I made sure I knew when a stamp pad, if it was from Stampin' Up!, when it came out, what catalog it was released in. And I made divider tabs for all of my 6x6. So I have 1, 2, 3, and this one is all Christmas. 4, this is all specialty papers, glitters, as well as in colors from past years. And it's not all Stampin' Up! This is like my Sizzix specialty papers, my die cuts with the view foils. I have an empty box. And then I have this pad that doesn't fit anywhere that I just got from my Maddie haul. You'll see this next week. So I have it just sitting up here for now. And then this is all my miscellaneous 6x6. So this one may get traded out. I'm not sure yet, because I have a box of all my card bases sorted by color, and I may put that box on this shelf. Then this is the other thing I promised you. Anybody know what these drawers are? You're gonna love it. These are coffee pod drawers from a company called Mind Reader. I got them on Amazon for about $12.98 a piece, and they will hold approximately 30 jars. Now this one has all my sequins and confetti in. This one has embossing powders, which is what I initially wanted these for. And this drawer is all stamped, mostly all Stampin' Up! Embossing powders. Now, I have some that I have duplicates of. So if I have a duplicate of it, I'm going to put it in a box labeled that they are embossing powder overflow, and put them up in the top of my cabinet, up here on the top of the shelf. But I have all of these yet to do, but these bottles will not fit in the drawers. They're just a hair too tall. So what I did, because I wasn't sure how many I had that wouldn't fit, I ordered a bag of jars. And I just had one open. Where did it go? I had one open, really, I did. Let's see if I stuck it in a drawer and then forgot about it. I did. These are half-ounce jars with screw-on lids. They're acrylic. So they'll hold a half-ounce, I believe it is, of the embossing powders. And they came in a bag of 50. 50, I believe. I don't remember the price, but I will link them in the description box down below, as well as the Mind Reader coffee pod drawers. But look how much. I had a box of embossing powders that I had gotten from a friend. She didn't want any more. They were from Schooner Genealogy Stamps Company. And I got a whole box of these. And I didn't know what I was going to do with them. So I wanted to keep them till I tried them out. Terry, Gingercraft, she tried out a bunch of them when she was here, and I told her to take duplicates because I had plenty of them. There were probably twice this many that I sent home with Terry. And I didn't have any place to put them because this is the only drawer I had to put embossing powders in, and it was full. So that drawer, a lot of those shifted over to here because a lot of my Stampin' Up! Ones were in there. And then these were in there. I didn't have any place to put these. So I thought, I dug out. We have one of these coffee drawers in the kitchen. Now it's a little bit wider. So these tracks are a little wider than the one that we have. But they still fit. Now in ours, I could turn the jar upside down and they would fit. In here, I can't. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a embossing sample on a piece of sticker sheet, and I'm going to put it on the top so I know what it is. So when I open the drawer, I can see the embossed color on top and know what I'm looking for, and I'm also good. That'll also tell me how it will emboss. I still had room for another drawer here, but I wanted room for my flocking. And this is another one of those things that I found by cleaning this room, because when I started pulling all the embossing powders out of here, where was I? I had them in one of these, that I had this thing of flocking. I totally forgot I had it. And I was just saying the other day, I wish I could get flocking, and I can, and I was prepared to order it from a website after seeing it used on the Stamp Summit, card making summit 2 weeks ago, and I was prepared to buy more. I didn't need it anymore. Now right now, all of my glitters are up here in this box. I haven't decided if I'm leaving them there or if I'm going to slide that box over into this space. We're still working on that. Right now, my stickles fit in this Totally Tiffany drawer, but I would like to be able to turn them upside down. And then I would use these drawers for paper strips that I would use, like to make paper ruffle or to put on a belly band when I've got strips cut off of stuff. And I want to be able to turn these upside down. So Bob and I are we're constructing here. I have 2 drawers down there, and we're looking at this drawer, I think, to put some type of a holder in here made from underlayment that will have holes drilled in it that I can stick the bottles in upside down, similar to ones that I've seen on Stampin' Storage. I don't have room for a Stampin' Storage unit, and the Stampin' Storage units will not fit in that drawer, and if I'm going to move them, that's where it has to go. So, we'll see what happens there. I think this is going to stay here. This one is going to stay here because I'll have this opened up, and then I'll have this one. This one has like my embossing buddy in it. It has my stamp wheel cartridges, my extra blank ink pads from Stampin' Up! That I can customize my own stamp pads. Oops. And then I have my daubers down here and my, goodness gracious, you know what I mean. What are they, people? You know what I'm talking about. I can't read it in the dark. I mean in this light. Pearl X powders. And then this is my Pearl X watercolors that I made. So that stuff can all go in here. So I can move applicators and sponges up to here, or move the Pearl X powders up here, move the tools down to here. So the only thing down in this drawer is the sponges and the daubers. I'd have a drawer that would hold just my molds, maybe, that kind of thing. So it opens up storage over here because I can put so much more in that space. Now these are 4 drawers, one stacked on top of the other. So I've got 4 drawer units here and space on top. So I'm good there. This is all what I would call my current Stampin' Up! Colors. Does it matter anymore? No. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to wind up putting them in rainbow order. And I'm going to move all my neutrals here. And then I'm going to put everything else in rainbow order up the top. So I'll have all my pinks, reds, oranges, yellows, greens, blue, you know the routine, come across here and on here. Now while I was out driving today, I thought of what I wanted to put here. Now I don't remember what I was going to put on the shelf. So I'll get back to you on that one. And then one last, 2 things. This is how I wound up doing all of my washi tape. I bought these baskets, 3 to a piece, or 3 for $1 at Dollar Tree, when everything was still $1. I sprayed part of them with the teal paint, put the rings on them because I'm going to put either a swatch ring on here, or some of them are sorted by theme. So this is all my blues, all my what I would consider mixed media. Both of these are what I would consider my mixed media. I have some down here that are Stampin' Up! These are Halloween themed purples. Those were Paper Studio. So I'm going to label these, and then I'll have those. And then down under here I have, this is my, the hot gun thingy from Memory Keepers to burn the edges of your bags. And then I have a light box, big enough for me to work with on my work table. I got it for $1 at a thrift store. And then I have some cutouts here. And then the bottom shelf is all paper pads, except for these containers here from this point over. Those are my miscellaneous papers that would normally go on the scrap rack if I had room, but I didn't. So I put them in the same themed categories as I have on the scrap rack. So if I'm looking for Easter paper, then my Easter paper's down here, and then I can go to the Easter file on the scrap rack and pull whatever I need for Easter stuff. And it's all themed the same way, so I can find it the same way. Is it stored together? Not necessarily, but because I have the same themed categories throughout, I can find it. Now the other thing I want to do with the paper pads is, you can see here, my handles are popping loose on the paper carriers. And these are ones that I've gotten at Hobby Lobby. Like this. But constantly pulling them in and out the shelves to see what it is, I've pulled the straps loose. So what I'm going to do, I have a 3x4 printer that I'm going to take a photo of all the covers of the paper pads and print them out and create a swatch ring with those. So as I'm flipping through, if I'm looking for something, instead of pulling out all the paper pads, I can just flip through the swatch ring, and then as you'll see, they're all labeled as to whether they're die cuts with a view or they're botanicals. I have Crate, Paper Studios. This whole section from here over, that whole shelf is just Christmas. So then I can look at the tab and know which one I need to pull out without pulling out every single one of them. So that's one of my next big projects. I just about have this unit done. I'm so ready to be done. But this is where I'm headed. And you'll get to see exactly where everything went when I do the final flip through, because I think when I do the office flip through, I think Bob is going to be my cameraman. So I will have both hands available to show you where I'm at. So there is that. This is tomorrow's video. I will be back here Friday with the bee journal. And then we'll see where I go from there, because this is Bob's last stretch of his 2 weeks home. He leaves on Tuesday. So I'm not sure what else I'm going to get done while he is still home on his last few days. So hang in there with me. We're getting there. And because I'm making myself accountable to you guys every Wednesday, it's finally getting done. So thank you for that. Thank you for being here. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Click the notification bell so you'll know when all the new ones go up. And I will see you back here on Friday. Creative blessings.